sickening more than 100 people and leaving farmers scrambling for clean water during some of the hottest days of the year. A huge toxic algae bloom in Utah has closed one of the largest freshwater lakes west of the Mississippi River. The bacteria, commonly known as blue-green algae, has spread rapidly to cover almost all of the 150 square mile Utah lake. The water has turned a bright antifreeze green with a pea soup texture. It's left a scummy foam along the shore.
With dust from the Sahara Desert in the air and rain in the forecast for Friday night and Saturday, the UK could see a rare blood rain event, a dramatic term for when rain mixes with the desert sand and dust. For rain to appear red, there must be high concentrations of red dust particles, the UK Met Office explained on its website. The office wrote, quote, "In the case of blood rain, strong winds or storms can whip up dust and sand. As this becomes airborne, it can get caught up in the atmospheric circulation, where it can be carried for thousands of miles."
At least 78 people have been killed and another 91 are missing across China after a round of torrential rain swept through the country earlier this week, flooding streams, triggering landslides, and destroying houses. The Ministry of Civil Affairs said late Friday that more than 400,000 people have been evacuated. The northern province of Hebei is the worst hit, with 36 people dead and another 77 missing. In the Hebei town of Xingtai alone, 9 people were killed and 11 unaccounted for. Local police blames a failure of a river levee for the heavy casualties, but villagers have complained to local media that they were not notified in time to evacuate when authorities decided to discharge floodwater from an upstream reservoir.
They have found a fault below a population of 140 million people. Now, these scientists have put GPS sensors in the mountains above Bangladesh and have found motion that indicate there could be a major fault right below this population density. A fault a lot like what happened in Sumatra or what happened in Fukushima, a mega thrust that will eventually push the land up. Now, in Sumatra, it pushed the water up and created a tsunami. With this thrust, with this fault, it won't be underwater, it'll be under the people.
California is moving.
We're talking movements that are maybe the width of 2 stacked pennies every year.
Researchers have now found evidence that tectonic plates are grinding over and under one another. In the past, computer models simulating the San Andreas Fault have only estimated this movement. But with GPS technology, researchers have physically identified these tiny shifts.
We broke just a minute or two ago. Reports from Munich in southern Germany say shots have been fired in a shopping centre. German media say police are evacuating the Olympic shopping mall in the northwest of the city. Details are still coming in. We can see some pictures there. They appear to show some people certainly making their way out of the shopping centre, but we've got no firm details of what exactly is happening there. We will obviously bring them to you as we get.
Firefighters are not getting a break battling the sand fire burning between the Santa Clarita and San Fernando valleys.
Flames continue to rage out of control and almost doubled the acres burned overnight. The smoke from the fire is casting a haze over much of Southern California. KCAL 9's Joy Benedict is live with the very latest updates. Joy?
That's 2,000 more just in the last few hours overnight. I do want to show you some video, though, from overnight. This is new video this morning. These are the flames here in the early morning hours. This is up near the Dillon Divide area, and that's where you can see the flames that are still continuing to flicker this morning. The good news is they are moving away from the homes. We still do have an area under evacuation, though. It's the Bear Divide to Gold Creek area here in Little Tujunga Canyon. So if you are in that area, you are under a mandatory evacuation. Take a look at this video from yesterday. The fire itself started at 2:10 in the afternoon near Sand Canyon Road, thus the name, the Sand Fire in Santa Clarita. It caused a lot of problems for commuters, those riding the train or those driving, as several roads were closed off here in the area because of the fire. Throw in the triple-digit temperatures, the gusty winds burning, and the fire moving eastward into the Angeles National Forest. And what that created overnight was a problem for horse owners. You got a lot of horse farms up here in the area, so a lot of folks showing up here just after midnight trying to evacuate their horse, trying to find a place for them to go. We ran into one couple who had drove over at midnight. They've been here all night just keeping their horse calm and getting them ready just in case they got to move him out.
In what leaders of the group involved called an individual mistake, gruesome video footage has emerged of Syrian rebels beheading a young boy. The video that emerged on social media showed a visibly frightened boy lying in the back of a truck alongside what appeared to be several rebel fighters. The rebels claimed the boy was a prisoner from Liwa al-Quds. The pro-regime militia force is made up of mostly Palestinians in Syria. They say that he was captured from an unofficial refugee camp north of war-torn Aleppo. The footage then shows one of the men taking a knife to the child's head. While CNN cannot verify his age or identity, the boy appears to be quite young, perhaps around 10 years old. Saying that he was not a prisoner and lived with his family, Al-Quds denied the boy had anything to do with the group.
It's Turkey's first day under a state of emergency, and the Turkish Youth Association is in full support. They are demanding swift action against the coup plotters and supporters of exiled cleric and accused coup leader Fethullah Gulen. Some 60,000 people have already been rounded up since last week's failed coup, and many here hope the crackdown continues.
They bombed our National Assembly. They killed our people, they smashed our people with tanks, and we stand against this.
The government says the state of emergency is aimed at preventing another coup attempt. It will allow the president and cabinet to bypass parliament by enacting new laws. The administration will also be able to limit or suspend rights and freedoms as they deem necessary, a move that has split some Ankara residents.
I think it could make things worse in a country where we have no freedoms. We'll probably have less freedom and more dominance.
I think this is the right move under the current circumstances. We are going through difficult times. What happened is very wrong, regardless of whether we love and support the ruling party or not.
The government denies there will be a return to the repression of the past, though with torture allegations already surfacing, many wonder whether the rule of law will be subverted in the name of state security.
An explosion went off just moments ago at a military base outside of Chicago.
Peace and security.
Professor, it says here that the chip could trace the purchases of excessive weaponry and stopping terrorist attacks before they start.
Do not get that chip.
Testifies to these things, says, yes, I am coming quickly. Amen. Come, Lord Jesus. That means he can come back at any moment. He can come back right now.